I knew people were gonna ask about it since I mentioned it a couple videos ago. I wanted to show you this. Also, if you have other colors that you want to recommend to me that I could play around with, that might be cool. But moving off of that, I wanted to mention that I have been sick for the past couple days, so I will try my best to keep it under control, but with that being said, welcome to the fourth video of Not So Scary September, where we continue to rag on Until Dawn because it deserves it. I think I said all that I needed to say regarding the therapy stuff last video, but I will add that if I can't figure out what I want to choose quickly enough, I will defer to the fact that, small spoiler, I mean, I guess it makes sense. I didn't realize it until it said so later on in the game, but yeah, Josh is the one that's sitting in the therapist seat. That makes complete sense. And because of the fact that he lost his sisters, women would probably scare him a little bit because they'll remind him of them. Sorry that we have to sit through this again a little bit. I just restarted this. Not the whole game, but just turned it on. I mean, I mean, me personally, not really, because they were starting to dig into the fact that I was sick and start to make me feel bad about it, so you know, I'm surprised that he's not doing the whole ink blot thing, because I remember, and I have a very creative imagination, a very vivid one, so I saw this colorful splatter paint thing, and I thought like it looked like a bunny from hell, like a jackalope. And that was when I was young, and that apparently was not the right thing to say. I am sorry. If that's loud, I will turn it down. Don't worry about it. I'll either cut it out or I'll turn it down. So, turning the page. Planes scare me, crowds scare me. Well, both, because I have never been on a plane before, and with the added security, I don't like people going through my stuff. I don't like people touching me. I feel very uncomfortable about that. And I don't want to lose my luggage. Like, that's very important to me. But then, also, crowds used to scare me when I was younger. I have no idea what was up with that, whether it was a sensory issue thing or just not trusting people, but I am okay since I started to be in concerts, so planes. Wow, getting deep already. You know, I didn't think that I had anything to say in this, so this is good. I fear heights, I fear drowning. So it's not drowning specifically that scares me. It is the fact that when the ground drops out from under you when you're swimming, you have absolutely no idea how far the bottom is and what is going to await you underneath. I don't like surprises. I used to be afraid of heights, but I think when I went on roller coasters, that took that away from me. So it did the stupid network thing again. I'm sorry. I knew that was gonna happen at some point, but I just kept rolling with it. So, drowning. And also, that adds to the thing that we talked about last session with the scarecrow and feeling alone. So, the crushing weight of loneliness, that it feels like you're drowning inside of yourself. I feel that. I think rats are cute. The only reason that I would want a snake is because my best friend for many, many years, for a while, he wanted a snake, so it warmed me up to the idea. But if I saw one in the wild, I would be afraid that they would bite me, so yeah. Snakes it is. Anything else? Okay, cool. I like that pen that he has. I like weighted pens. I remember the best one that I ever had, I lost when I was like, that was about at the time where I had walked around the whole surrounding area and I tried to go to the main streets over the overpass, and my hoodie had a hole in the pocket, so that's where that just, or maybe it was my shorts. I think one of my shorts in the cargo pockets ripped in the corner. Guns are scary, knives are scary. I actually don't have a preference, either or, cause well, I'll just breeze past that. I like to cut, I like to shoot guns. Um, let's see here. I would say that guns are scary because of the implications of that I'm not going to discuss on my channel. Okay, and again, yeah, the first time that I played this confused me because it's showing snakes again. I don't like bugs of any kind, and yes, that does include spiders, all the creepy crawly stuff. I know that technically, like, the scientific name, and you want to be all precise about it and whatnot, and it's whatever. Like, all insects, all spiders, I will classify as bugs because they bug me. I hate the fact that they exist. So, sorry, not sorry. What is next? Okay. Clowns scare me. I fear scarecrows. Now, I don't remember if I've ever seen a clown. Oh, man! That reminds me, I don't remember what year it was, but you remember the whole, like, killer clown thing? What was up with that? How did that even happen? It sounds like an American Horror Story season come to life. I wouldn't say that clowns scare me, but they disturb me just because who is that for, really? Adults don't like them, kids don't like them, it's just dumb. It's a stupid concept. Though, if I think about it, I have done a couple haunted hallway, like haunted house things. And if a scarecrow popped out at me versus a clown, yeah, a clown would make me poop myself. It would be bad. I remember when, what was it, Forest of Fear, I think it was called, and I was with a small group of people, and at the end, I could not find where the exit was because the lights had just stopped existing. So I kept running forward and I was kicking one of my friends into the wall trying to get out for like a full minute, and it's like the exit was to the right of us and my other friend had to pull me off and be like, dude, it's over here, come on, let's go. Ow. Ow. Okay, gore disgust me, crows are scary. I like birds. I like crows, I like ravens. Gore, while it wouldn't disgust me, if I had to smell it, it would definitely make me throw up, so that's going closer. Ah! How dare you?
So sorry. You're doing very well.
No, I'm not. Don't lie.
Don't be nervous.
You hate me, and I can feel it. I can sense it radiating off of you.
Try to
No.
speed up a bit. The more you rely on your instincts, the more honest your answers will be, and the more enlightening you will find this experience.
I'll do it slower just to mess with you, out of spite. Like, I don't care. Yeah, spiders are creepy, definitely. Going that way. I I can't do needles. Like, it's like it took a while for me to be okay with shots, but I cannot get my blood drawn. Okay, so you have probably heard a couple of times now about my skull fracture, my brain damage that I had when I was 4. When I woke up, and apparently I was out for like a day or two. When I woke up, there was this long tube coming out of me, and you know, when you're young, you don't expect that. Nobody talks to you about that. So I jumped out of bed and I stood on that tube, the IV, and it ripped like inside of my arm. And every time that I get my blood drawn now, my whole body shakes like a full like seizure. So and I feel for the next 6 months like somebody is taking a screwdriver to that part of my arm and just hammering it in, chiseling it in. Blood draws, like, and every single time I'm like, can you just chop my fingers off instead, because that would be less okay. Clowns scare me, zombies scare me. Now, zombies, I don't think would be an actual threat, like, ever. Their body would be decaying, they would be walking really slow, like, you know how in The Walking Dead where they only go slowly and they just kind of shamble? I don't see them as a threat. I'm sorry, like, everybody talks about the zombie apocalypse like it's an apocalypse, and it's like you gotta dream of something else, because... And I just remembered what I said in, what was it, the first episode, that the psychologist looks like he would put a clown mask on and beat kids at night. Like, he looks like a villain. Okay. I fear dogs, I fear needles. I don't fear dogs anymore. When I was younger, my sister had a Saint Bernard, and he was like 4 times my size, and he jumped on me. And that scared me about dogs for a good while. I did get over it, like, within a couple years, but still, needles over everything. Like, if you're comparing needles to anything... storms scare me. I will walk in a storm. I will sit outside in the pouring rain, because it is the most take you outside of yourself, just calm experience. So, needles. Needles, full up.
This is very interesting.
Oh yeah? I'm glad you think so. I'm glad you were entertained.
So diligent.
Oh, no prob, dude.
Spiders.
No prob, dude. I like your skin.
The Sun combination sounds like a good Friday night.
Yeah.
Well, I'm afraid, once again, we're
You
out
know,
of time.
I am glad that games got to this point. Like, obviously, they look better every year that they go along, and this is 6 years ago, and it still looks pretty great. Like, the PS4 was a step up from the PS3, and everything looked so ultra realistic. Previously on Until Dawn, like, we have time for that.